This is David Everest, Secretary of Mining for Twin Cedar Mining District Township and Unincorporated City. It went by the way of the rubber stamp in Jackson County Court. The judge wouldn't let me ask the questions I wanted to ask them. He only basically let me ask one question. And then other questions the cop didn't know how to answer because he was incompetent. And I was explaining to the judge this case was all in tort in federal court of claims. I mean, the Federal Circuit Court of Washington, D.C. They call it District Circuit Court of D.C. now. But, anyways, this court has jurisdiction, and I have a case presented in front of him, and I asked him to stay this hearing, to stay the fine. He refused. He turned him down, and I explained to the court that he was now in violation of a constructive trust. Then he said I was threatening him. I said, no, I'm not threatening him. The federal judge will impose it on you because that's the law as soon as they appoint the trustee. Because this public-private partnership, they wouldn't let me ask the officer who owned it. They wouldn't let, but it did come out because they explained how I get the ticket, and I explained that it comes out of Arizona, and that this was a turnkey operation. But before the trial got started, I'd like to say the lawyer for the public-private partnership was there. The city attorney was not there. I was being prosecuted by a private corporation. I explained to the judge at the end that I had no money to pay. If I had money to pay, they'd have to wait in line for the federal court, and I can't work. I've been ordered not to work, and that I have no ability to pay the fine. And since I have no ability to pay that fine, the fine of the federal government, which is in line first before anybody else can collect, and that stayed right now until my situation changes, my economic situation. And I said, I don't believe you can suspend my license for my ability unable to pay, and I don't think you can turn this into DMV, and I can't sign a contract with a private corporation. I would go to jail because I've been told I can't sign any contracts. It's a condition of my bench probation over my occupation of my mining claim. So I said I have no ability to pay. He kept on threatening me with jail. But I knew it wasn't going to go good at the first because when I said I had a motion in front of him and that I was going to give him the covenants of the valuable mineral deposit trust, grant and trust, and they would be appointing the trustee here, I'm pretty sure. I'm just waiting for the court to rule on it. They'll come in and impose a constructive trust on you. Then he said I was threatening him. He threatened me with jail over that. And I said, well, I'm not threatening you. It'll be the trustee that'll come and impose it on you. And that this is a matter of law. And he wouldn't let me argue any of the public-private partnership arguments. But then he asked, towards the end, when they had the attorney up for the private corporation, why is this sent to Arizona and why are they collecting it? And that if Mr. Everest can't sign a contract because of his prior court order, and he's asking for community service work, well, I was denied all of that. I can't do community service work because the contract prohibits it. All I can pay is money, and I do not have any. And since I do not have any, they can't make me pay, and the corporation can't sue me for payment because I haven't signed a contract with them. And so I don't know how they're going to impose this over me. They may try to take my driver's license. Well, if they do that, I'll sue. And on the way out, when I thought it was all over, I explained to the attorney, I went like this: a constructive trust is coming your way. Watch out. And then the judge drugged me back in the courtroom and ordered me to apologize to him for threatening him. I said I wasn't threatening him. It was a promise. A constructive trust is coming. I want you to apologize to him. I apologize for waving my finger at him. And then they let me go. but a constructive trust is coming. Now it's going to be imposed on Jackson County, and the judge will be posed on him as soon as they appoint the trustee. And it's definite. They have to appoint a trustee, and that'll be the Inspector General of the BLM, coming near you soon to the public-private partnership. So, the city attorney wasn't there prosecuting the case. It was the public-private partnership and the officer. That was it. No attorney from the city was there. Just the attorney from the private corporation. I was being prosecuted by a private corporation, meaning another word for fascist. And before it started, he was talking to the officer about the upcoming symposium, and the last one they had for another jurisdiction. They paid for all the rooms, all the dinners. They gave out door prizes given by a judge, $50 bottles of wine as door prizes, and then the officer was asking them if they were going to have another symposium on good practices, and he said, well, they took the budget away, but management's decided to have one. Well, that sounds like a bribe to me, to a cop. Somebody ought to arrest him. Have a nice day. And this is April 14th, 11:12 in the a.m. And my email is keeperoftherepublic@yahoo.com. And I think the officer in Medford should be tried, convicted of accepting a bribe, because they're gonna take him to a symposium, and they're paying the freight, the corporation. Since when do corporations get to buy goodies for city employees and hold symposiums and give them big suites so they can have a good time? Oh, and they make sure there's college girls around playing tournament volleyball games, and they sit around and watch it all. I heard them say it themselves. So, hey, somebody ought to go arrest him. Where's the FBI when you need him? Have a nice day.